Hey everyone, Andy's free guitar chart videos here. I was going to do a continuation of last lesson, and I decided just to start a whole new lesson. So it's morning time. Yesterday the lesson was at night, and we got into a little more playing, which was great because if you mix good techniques of teaching and with good playing, you get somewhere. The only thing I didn't get to finish last night was when I was playing the, I guess one of the techniques we had. Maybe we could revisit that and just pick it up from where we left off, although I don't want redundancy that much. The E minor shapes want to go to G shape root. This is last night finishing the lesson. So that's the G box. Okay, so that's where we left off there. At the... Okay, so what we were doing last night, and I guess I'll just pick it up from there, but obviously, you know, it's not going to be the same pace. What I had chosen to do at that time was, at last lesson, we're going to play these minor familiar chord shapes here. So in the G box here, and this is the G box right here. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. We have the Dorian is a minor shape because it's just one pentatonic up from the G shape. So it's a G major shape. It's up here on the key of C. It's a G major shape. You can do it with a pentatonic like that, or or you can do it with a diatonic. Now the G shape's going to be an S5L. I'm going to change these, but I don't want to change them too fast because we might get confused. Instead of just putting an L there, which means long, having to do with its length, I think I'm just going to put a G there. So it'd be S5G. So 5 strings starting from a G. It could be like 5SG or something like that. But we don't want to keep mixing it, you know, changing the names. But you can pretty much replace the L's with the first string shaped letter. So S5L would become S5G. It's going to be 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. All right, and so if a G is the root chord, all right, so it's this big old G here that I don't like to play. I can play it maybe cheating with the capo. Cheat with the capo. It still sounds lousy. It's not always my playing. It's not always too much Scotch tape on my guitar. By the way, this is a cheap guitar. Mainly because I don't have. I used to spend a lot of money on stuff like that. You know, $500 on a music synthesizer or something. That was a lot of money back then. Not a whole lot, but it was enough to get a really, really good keyboard synthesizer, whatever. Now, these I think are available for like less than $100. But you know, I've spent a few hundred on guitars, and I'll put the grids on it, but I don't recommend it for any beginners who are going to put labels on guitars. Just get a basic training guitar, which are usually less than $100. So yeah, and if you do it wrong, you got Scotch tape that can, you know, so it'll play all the way up to that point right below the point where the tape or the label is starting to hit the string. So you'll get a note there and then nothing. And that's your problem right there. Right where the notes stop, that's the fret right there that has the tape coming up on it or something like that. So that's like, you know, technical stuff that we don't need to be worried about. Looking at this, remember we're on a different pace here this morning. what I didn't do last night, so you heard me playing like this in the video, which is the very end of last night's lesson. And I'm sorry I didn't get to end the lesson and say goodnight and talk about the Facebook link, you know, the group link, the group page link that has the full charts and it has the videos. So is this Dorian A minor shape, because there's one pentatonic scale up there. Okay, we're back. I'm not sure. I thought I was teaching something and it was on pause. So I guess I'll just pick up the subject from here. What we want to do is we want to play a diatonic scale over that minor. So let's say we've got this. Okay, so that's the A minor shape D minor. That's just our little reference tone. But we want to find a place that say we want to play this entire scale. We're going to do it from the D shape down here. Just like that. Now we can play that in the D box. We can play that E minor shaped Phrygian. That's not Phrygian. That's Dorian. Here's your reference for the starting of the second one. Into that S2L, you know, or that S2C, you know. Now we're going to do the pentatonic. It's got to be G shaped. Now here's the reference. Here's the octave. Then you just continue that pentatonic. But if you're doing the diatonic, you know, it's still valid. But now instead of doing that pentatonic scale in your head, which you probably know the whole scale by now for a G pentatonic, right? Your G pentatonic up here is just just doing the same thing in a different location. You can do a G-shaped C pentatonic up here, G-shaped C. Now, was that the right thing to play or not? For the sixth, yes, it was. Luckily. But we're not playing the right pentatonic. We're playing the G pentatonic. The G pentatonic is played over this one, which is your E minor shaped. Okay, now we're in the C box. Let's go over and let's be where we are. So the D minor shape. No, we're in the G box. We're in the G box here. Sorry. We'll have a drawing tool settle this right there, G box. So now our G shape is going to be linked with this E minor shape sixth. So now we're playing in the key of C. This is the D minor. There's your G shape. Now, if we want to play the pentatonic in the C box, how does in the G box? It's just a big S5G there, or an S5L. So that remember that we're in drawing mode. We'll be remember that pattern. I'm going to show you the pattern right here on the fretboard. It's just 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, but bring over the top of it 3, 4.